Howdy everyone, Polcho here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we are going to go over the notes for the questions and answers that came out 17 hours ago. The reaction to it was not great, to be honest. I think Discord was more brutal on this than Facebook. I think Facebook had an alright response to it, and there are reasons for the responses, but we'll go over it. I'll talk along the way and we'll see. So here is the official post. The time has come to answer the hottest questions, hottest 100. If you're Australian, you know what that means. Hottest 100 questions from the community. Read on to find out more about the estimated launch dates of major events, details, and new existing heroes, and much more. So the events. When and how often will the Goblin Anus raid be launched? We are planning to launch a raid for Goblin Anus February. Thereafter, the Hand of Fate raid will be launched every 10 weeks. Now, this is good. Why people are not happy, though, is because we've been promised stuff like this before. For example, the Doom Gates. That was supposed to come around every 6 weeks. We've seen it twice. Twice since it was released. So, it's good that it's said, but is it going to happen? Another thing people aren't happy about is the Goblin Anus event came out, and the heroes shards were then put into the game in the you know how you get that little thing on the right hand side where you can boost your character's equipment or star levels, whatever. Most of the time it's ridiculously overpriced. He was thrown in there, and even at his ridiculously overpriced price, it was still cheaper to buff him or max him out through there than it was to do this raid. So this whole character, he has a bit of tension behind him. Understandable. So will it happen? And when and how frequent will the raid of Blood Emperor be launched? At the moment, we are going to launch the Gates of Doom in February. So February as well, after which it, like the Hand of Fate, will be available every 10 weeks. So I really hope that these two events, if launched, are not launched at the same time. That'd be a horrible mistake. Don't do that, because then if it somehow crosses over with Clan Wars, it's just a mess. Spread these out. To be honest, I think it would be a better way to do this would be 10 weeks, this raid comes out, 10 weeks, and then 10 weeks after that, this raid comes out, 10 weeks after that, this raid, and just go between them. But this is long overdue. This needs to happen. It was like, when he first came out, he was like, hey, Sunshines, I'm going to come out every 10 weeks. Essentially, every 6 weeks it was promised to originally, and never happened. So that's unfortunate. When and how often will the Goblina event be launched? We already know that. That's already in the game. This one's a big one. When and how frequent will the Daimyo event be launched? The next Abyss Crystal event will take place in January, after which will be launched every 2 months. This should just be in the game. I don't understand why him, out of all event heroes, just happened to not reappear in the game over and over again like every event heroes. I don't understand why him alone was separated from everything else. Then we move on to heroes, and we have some pretty interesting stuff here. When will the Druids be rebalanced? The task of rebalancing the Druids has gone into work. Right now, we are calculating the balance so that the rework heroes from the Druid faction will be good with the new heroes from the Children of the Forest faction. We will tell you more about these heroes in the near future and how exactly the existing heroes will change. Now, I'm both for and against this. Why I'm for this is because I'm happy they're not making another barbarian mistake. The community got to a point where the Archons were so stupidly overpowered, there was very little solution to it, that they force buffed the barbarians, which overall I think was a good buff, because it made a faction that people love useful, and they are very useful. They're very strong. They're still strong. They weren't buffed properly, though. It was rushed. You can tell it was rushed. Their fights are so RNG. Who knows what's going to happen? Are you going to win? Are you going to lose? It's a bit of a mess. If the reason this is taking so long is because they're actually putting some thought into it, I'm not against that. However, again, this is something we've been promised for a while now. It'd be nice to see the direction at least. What you're planning to change on the Druids? That would be awesome. Question: which existing heroes will get the leadership ability soon? The next hero to receive is Sun Wukong. The next hero that's going to get a leadership ability is Sun Wukong. We want to add the leadership ability to the Beastman faction and launch the Lunar Festival. So this is big. Now, I am easily going to predict right now that the moment Sun Wukong gets his buff or his leadership ability, the Beastmen will become the strongest faction in the game. That is my prediction. I don't think there will be much that can compete with it. There will change the game a bit because bringing the leadership ability of Sun Wukong in the game is going to destroy what is known as the Blue Beast at the moment, where Roinar is the leader. That's going to become irrelevant, I believe, and you would put Sun Wukong in the team, which will be good. It will create a new variation of teams. By then, I'm sure there'll be other heroes. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different thing. Yeah, okay, so this will be interesting. They're going to be so strong. They're strong already. Like, they are ridiculous. Suna and Sun Wukong together, they just slap you. They bend you over their knees. They pull your pants down. They get that 1 meter ruler that teachers used to use in school. Those big wooden ones. And they just belt your ass. That's what they do. So that's going to get a lot worse. We're going back to whipping days, boys and girls. So buckle in. When will the new heroes of the Dark Elf faction appear? We've seen them in the story. That part's not important. We expect the new heroes of the faction to strengthen the existing Dark Elves, and we plan to release them next year. Okay. Is this the solution to the Dark Elves being horrible at the moment? The Dark Elves aren't horrible. Honestly, they're not horrible. They're just so bad in defense. The AI doesn't know how to use them. That's my honest opinion. I think they're actually quite strong. They're just AI is horrible, and Naja abilities should be adjusted slightly because, again, her first special is pretty useless. Shards. So we got Phoenix Shards coming in the Lunar Festival. It feels like the Lunar characters or the Beastman characters are going to be locked down to Lunar Festival, which is a shame. But again, if they're going to be the strongest heroes in the game, makes sense. People have been complaining for so long. A hero's strength should be determined on how difficult the hero is to get. So here you go. You're getting a faction that is going to, again, smack your ass pretty hard. Where and when will we collect Prook Shards? Of course, that hasn't been determined yet. His battle pass hasn't even finished. Where are we going to get Seven Knives? I predicted it was going to be in Dark Campaign. It makes sense. There's hardly any heroes in there. They're going to throw them in there. Dark Campaign 6, get to it and clear it as fast as possible. That stage gives you so much stuff. The equipment it gives you, the heroes it gives you, that level is insane. Obviously, you can't just clear it like that. It's not that easy, but when you get to it, it's going to pay off. Game modes, and now this is where a lot of complaints are coming from. Tomb of Horrors and Arena. Been talked about for a while. These are the two new game modes that are coming to the game, but they're not really new game modes. These are reworks on current game modes. And that's where some of the anger is, because we want new game modes, something different, something that players haven't seen before. And in Playcot's defense, these two new modes may be completely different to what is already in the game. However, it's still technically not new content. We want other things to do in the game. We don't want to have to be doing the same thing day in, day out. So there's that. This is the best part of the announcement. Will gifts appear in the next seasonal event? Yes! That's all that matters. We don't need to read the rest. Yes, we're going to get seasonal gifts back. We can gift people stuff again. I don't know why this was ever taken out. This was never a bad idea. You get to gift stuff to other players. Some of the stuff you bought with gold. Playcot's making money from this. Clans are keeping morale up in their clans because they can gift stuff. They can do competitions. This was never a bad idea. This should just be in the game permanently. Bring gifting back. Make gifting a thing. Important notice, we don't need to write that. And here's Karana writing down her disappointment. So, overall, there is some good stuff. The problem with Playcot at the moment is it doesn't matter what notification or announcement they make. Players aren't going to react kindly to it because players aren't happy. It's as simple as that. And what better way to take your frustration out than giving the announcements a a bit of tongue. I feel like that's a good way to determine the state of a game, is how people react to the announcements the game has. Because if people aren't happy, they take it out however they can. And it honestly feels like a lot of players aren't happy. And I see it every day. My honest opinion to you, and I'm not saying this to defend Age of Magic, if you aren't happy, go out there and try a different game. There's nothing stopping you from just experimenting in different games. There are plenty out there. If you want suggestions, by all means, hit me up. I'll tell you plenty of games similar to Age of Magic that you can go try. I promise you, though, very few of them don't have issues. There's a lot of them out there that have issues, but again, that's up for you guys to determine. Just go out and experiment. See for yourself what's going on in the game. I'm not saying go and spend money in other games, okay? You probably don't even spend money in Age of Magic, but go out and have a look, because every game has their issues. I've only ever come across one or two that is pretty on the ball in terms of mobile games. So that's my suggestion. Go out, try it yourself. Maybe you might get a bit of a sniff on something else that you really like. Up to you guys, though. Whatever you want. In other news, I am planning to open up a community Discord. I've been doing my YouTube channel for a long time now, and creating a Discord server for my community as something I've always wanted to do. I'm currently working on that. So I will eventually be linking the Discord link below that you guys can join. There'll be a few things in there. It's not just going to be all Age of Magic. So they'll be doing that. In the future as well, I've recently bought a whole bunch of Pokemon card packs. As a kid, I loved Pokemon. I'm not going to lie, I still love Pokemon. It's pretty cool. I don't follow it as much as I used to. I bought a whole bunch of Pokemon packs. I'm going to open them on my YouTube channel as well. However, I don't care about keeping the cards. I will be donating those cards to the school I work at. I work at a school. I'll be donating the cards to the school. They can use them as rewards. I just feel like it's something cool to do. I always wanted to do it as a kid. However, I didn't have ridiculous amounts of money when I was a kid. So why not do it as an adult and relive my childhood years? So that will be coming to the channel as well. If it's successful, I'll continue to do it. I'm happy to donate some stuff to the school I work at or some of the other schools in my local area. So that is also on the agenda. And yeah, I hope this information has been good. And to all you sunshines out there, take care of yourselves. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer it to the best of my ability and wherever you are in the world. Until next time, take care of yourself.